Transworld Motocross. My question is for Seth. Obviously, you've had some injuries in the past that have messed with your trajectory, but this year, staying healthy, contending for the supercross title, how much confidence does that give you going into these playoffs? And not just that, but also having Mitch and the entire Pro Circuit team continuing to back you and support you?
Yeah, it's been a great year so far. Just to be healthy and to be at all the rounds has been one of the main goals this season, and so far we've been able to do that. And the team's been really supportive, and they're always helping all of us just get the bike comfortable for each and every one of us. Supercross was awesome, came close to the title, and I think that should help me here in these last 3 playoff races to have that experience and just be kind of have that confidence and knowing kind of what it's like to go through maybe a pressure situation like that again. So hopefully we can put ourselves in that position heading into Vegas, but right now just focus on this weekend, being the best I can every time I hit the track and execute good starts and put myself in a good position to set myself up for success.
Trey Steyer, Transworld Motocross. My question is also for Garrett. You wrapped up your career number last time out at Budds Creek. How much does that mean to you to be able to join an elite list of riders, to have that career number, and also to kind of build your brand and identity when there are so many iconic numbers out there on the track?
Yeah, I mean, I've been super close some years to getting it. It's always been outdoors that's kind of hurt me on not getting one, but yeah, no, for sure. It's super cool to get one though. Yeah, not sure what number I'm going to do those, but we'll see after the year.
Trey Steyer, Transworld Motocross. My question is for Jet. Obviously, you have a chance to repeat and add another $1 million to your collection this year. So how are you trying to balance focusing on one race at a time, but also looking at the bigger picture and thinking, hey, I could potentially win 3 of these in a row?
I'm just focused on, like you said, each race at a time. You know, if I'm trying to focus on the end part, I'm not putting the things before it to get there. You know, I need to make sure I execute this race weekend, then next weekend going to Vegas as well. So it's more important if I focus on these first 2 races and obviously the last one as well to give myself the best chance. Because if I'm just focused on that, I don't think I'll do it better. You know, you're just trying to think of the end result without trying to put the pieces together before it.